Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. So, the thing that I want to discuss with you, and I'm probably not going to release this tonight, but just so you know, because it's just popped in my head and I'm like, I gotta share this. So, the reason that I say you need to bite your tongue, if you are dealing with somebody who loves drama, who's a big gossip, who has a gigantic ego, the reason that I tell you to bite your tongue, don't give them a reaction. Don't give them a reaction. No reaction. You give them absolutely no reaction when they try to push your buttons. It doesn't matter if your buttons were pushed or not. You shut up and bite your tongue. And here's why. Because when you bite your tongue, they think, because they live in this arrogant state, they think, 100% think and believe that they are controlling you. No reaction, bite your tongue. Even if it does trigger you, bite your damn tongue. No reaction. And watch. Slowly watch, because you're not giving them a reaction. You're going to watch them slowly dissolve into goo. And here's why. Because all of their life, they have been able to use their words and their games and all the manipulations that they've used over the years with other people. And they've gotten away with it. Not just in significant other situations, but with their family and their friends and everything. So, when they get to you, and you learn to bite your tongue, and you just suck up anything. Just suck up your shit. Just take all your shit and say, yep, nope, they're not getting a reaction out of me. Bite the tongue, and here's why. Because so many times of you doing this, just biting your tongue and letting them believe they have control, at some point, they're going to realize, wait a minute, none of my games are working on this person. And at that point, they see who the problem is. They then see it's them. And you get to walk away free and clear because you didn't give them a reaction. You didn't actually allow them to control you. They thought they did, that they were in control, because they didn't understand that you have the strength and the ability to control yourself, because they can't control themselves. The only reason that somebody wants to control another human being is because they can't control themselves. And if they're trying to control you, you who can control themselves, bite your tongue, let them believe whatever they want, and watch how it all goes wrong. Hold on one second. I gotta plug in the laptop. Sorry. I should have plugged it in before I started. But anyways, so you see, if there's somebody who is manipulative, vindictive, evil, whatever, any of that stuff, you literally, I shouldn't say evil. If it's on abuse or anything, then yes, that has to be taken care of with proper authorities. I'm talking like in normal. Well, it's still an abusive relationship. It's unhealthy. It's still abusive, but it's not. It's not physical. And maybe it's. Well, I don't know. Some of you'll have to let me know. For me, any abusive relationship I was in did not stay abusive, because the first time they came at me, I went right back at them. Like when they lunged at me to try to control me, I lunged back. And I'll share the one story with you. So, we had been arguing. When he got too drunk, he would get really mean. So I went and locked myself in the spare bedroom, and I'm in there minding my business, doing my thing. Door's locked. He's beating on the door. He wants me to open the door. And I'm telling him, no, go pass out and we'll talk in the morning. He wouldn't stop. So I just turned the radio up, the light off, and went to bed. He can keep knocking, I don't care. And next thing I know, the door comes flying in. The whole frame of the door and everything. And as he comes flying in, I jump up out of the bed and he grabs me and he pushes me against the wall. But he didn't grab me by the throat. He grabbed me by the arms and he pushed me against the wall. I didn't think for a split second. I literally just went for the side of his chest and bit him as hard as I could. I don't like having to do that, but anybody who's ever come at me, they're not walking away with nothing. And so I don't know if some of my relationships that were abusive didn't stay going down the physical part because the guy knew, okay, there's no chance I'm getting control over this. And then that's when all the psychological and emotional stuff goes on. But once you realize what's going on, you just start biting your tongue. Don't give them a reaction. Don't give them a reaction. At some point, they're going to realize, because they're going to think that they're controlling you. But while they're living off in their little la-la land that they're controlling you and you're biting your tongue, you are getting so frustrated that you can't speak your mind that you are now making plans and making steps to get away from them. They don't know it though. Because you biting your tongue, they 100% think they have control of you. So you learn to bite your tongue, you say nothing, you don't react. I don't care if it hurts you or not. You give a dead look, you don't look shocked, you bite your damn tongue. That is how you let them destroy themselves. You did nothing. You just took yourself out of the equation and said, I'm not playing your game. And as they're continuing to play the game because you're not fighting back, arguing wise, whatever, they're thinking, oh, I'm gaining control. Look, I can do what I want. And they're going to start doing some things that are, yeah, no, I'm not dealing with that. And you're going to let them know. And then they're going to be like, oh, shit. And then they're going to come back and you're still working your shit out to get where you need to go. So they come back. You might get sucked in. But let me tell you, the minute that they cross another line, you tell them. And you're done. And then they call again. And you listen to their apologies and how horrible they feel and blah, 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 blah. And you tell them, yeah, I understand that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then, boom, they're right back to the same shit. And the truth is, I just bit my tongue. I just bit my tongue. And guess what? His own world imploded on him. I had nothing to do with it. I just removed myself from the equation. He couldn't push my buttons. He couldn't get what he wanted out of me. And he tried. And I allowed him. I knew what was going on. And I don't like having to do that. But the truth is, I knew what the hell was going on. I knew that if I bit my tongue long enough, that I wouldn't have to deal with what I dealt with way back when. Because he will realize when this is totally over, he will realize that he didn't have any control over me and that all of the games he played and all of the things he thought he was getting away with, all of the things he thought he was controlling, he's now realizing and is going to have to realize that it is his doing. He created the ending between us. And now he's going to sit and be pitiful while I get to move on with my life. Because while he was playing those games, I was working on me. I took myself out of the equation with him and said, nope, I got to get control of me. And I started focusing on me. I started dealing with what I had to deal with. Setbacks here, setbacks there, yes. But I will tell you, I knew all along exactly where it was going. I didn't know if it was going to work. I was positive that it would, because I've said it several times in previous relationships, that if you bite your tongue, because every time a relationship would get to that point where it was all bickering and fighting, and it was petty stuff. It wasn't even real, like real relationship stuff. It was just stupid petty stuff that didn't make any sense. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. At that point, I would bite my tongue with everybody that I had dated. But not all of them were horrible through most of it. Most of those times, it was just at the end. And then when I had the last big relationship, I saw it. And I was sucked in. I got sucked in bad. And I knew what I had to do to get out. And I got out. And once I got out, the draw was still there. And at first I didn't understand what that draw was, until I started standing up for myself. And when I'd be done. And he would not talk to me for a period of time. And then he would come back and he would apologize. Oh God, I was like that. Recognizing who he really is. And I didn't have to do anything but bite my tongue and stand up for myself. That's all I had to do. And he's going to be the one that's destroyed, and I'm going to be the one moving on, having a great life. And I'm sharing this with you in hopes that if you're sitting in the position that I was, that you take my advice to heart and do it. Because I'm going to tell you, watching them implode while you heal is part of one of your gifts for going through that nightmare. Watching them implode themselves while you build yourself up. That's your gift. And they get their karma finally. And if you're somebody who is on the other end, that thinks that they're controlling, maybe my words will wake you up to realize that you're an arrogant fuck. You're not playing somebody who's being silent. If they're fighting back, and if they're reacting to you over those things, yeah, they haven't completely gone silent. When they go silent, they won't react to those things. They'll let you talk. They'll let you say whatever you got to say. And then you're going to show a small piece of disrespect while you're saying what you're saying, and they're going to end it right there. I'm done. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm done. And you're not going to talk to them for a few weeks, maybe a couple of months. And then you're going to get the balls to call them back. And you know what? Every time you do, they get to sit and watch. They get to sit and watch you implode yourself. They get to sit and watch. And you have no idea it's coming. Until the day they've healed and they're truly done. And you don't know when that time's going to come. But when it does come, you'll never have them again. You'll be stuck with a very empty life. And that is your karma. If you don't want to live that karma, then get right with God and get out of your ego. The whole purpose is so we learn who we are and we find our true authentic selves and love ourselves. That's what we're here for. So I hope the advice helped. If you have any questions or want to talk about something, feel free to reach out. My contact information's below. And I hope you have a good night, day, evening, afternoon, whenever you see this. Night, guys. Bye. Love ya.